YouTube, what's good, man? It's your boy Swain, back with another video. Gonna catch these car vibes today, but basically I just had, somebody DM me 2 videos that literally show and prove why a lot of women today are actually the deadbeats, although society paints the pictures as fathers being deadbeats, when a lot of times the women, the mothers, are very toxic and vindictive and scorn, and they cause a lot of trauma on the child. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play these 2 videos, man, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna chop it up.
Children is I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
Charged with second-degree murder, attempted murder, and second-degree cruelty to a juvenile, New Orleans police say 31-year-old Janae Pedesclo stabbed her own kids, killing one of them. Police were called to a home in the 3100 block of Law Street around 11 o'clock Sunday morning. When they got there, they say they were told 2 siblings, a 2-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl, were stabbed and taken to the hospital. The girl later died. The boy is in critical condition. Moments after allegedly stabbing her kids, a woman believed to be Pedesclo posted a short video on Instagram with blood dripping down her chest. Court records show Pedesclo and the children's father, Jermaine Roberts, were in a custody battle. Roberts even sued Pedesclo for visitation rights, claiming she was not stable or providing a healthy environment for the kids.
Won my court case today, so I'll be getting my daughter back in a few hours. I've been stressed out, ain't seen my daughter in about 6 weeks, so I'm happy that's happening. So I hope everybody have a blessed day, because I'm feeling pretty blessed right now. My beautiful baby. It's all right.
It's real sad to watch, man. It's real sad to see things like that. The first video I played, you had a woman who, basically had a psychotic breakdown, seems like, and blamed it on her child's father. She stabbed both children, but one died, right? And she blamed him. She said, it's Jerome's fault, it's Jerome's fault, it's Jerome's fault. And then in the second video, you have a guy who seemed to be going through a custody battle, haven't seen his daughter in 6 weeks. He won the battle, which is good for him. And the mom was mad for whatever reason and cut her daughter's hair off her head and sent the daughter to the father. Here's the reality of modern baby mothers today, fellas. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Some of these women hate you way more than they love their children. I'm gonna say it again. Some of these women hate you more than they love their children. And because of this, the child suffers. Because of this, trauma is caused on that child. And these are the same women who wanna holler, my baby daddy is a deadbeat, all because he's not fathering or parenting the way she wants him to. So a lot of these women want to control the dynamics of everything within the interaction or within the relationship. Even if y'all broke up, she still expects you to be the parent or the father she wants you to be. And I'm gonna tell you what's bad is that a lot of men fall into this rut of trying to prove how good of a father you are to the mother of your child, when nobody gives a fuck what they think about you. It's about what your child thinks about you. How does your child feel about you? But a lot of times guys still have feelings for their baby mom sometimes and are still trying to prove themselves. I told you, when you try to prove yourself to a woman, it doesn't matter the interaction, you will live an apology. What I want you guys to get from this video is that it's not about her. One of the things I want you to get from this video, it's not about the woman. It's not about appeasing her. It's not about allowing her to feel as if you are an adequate father. And these are the shaming tactics that a lot of women will throw at these men and a lot of men today, by calling you a deadbeat, saying that you don't do shit, saying you don't love your child, creating a distance situation and relationship between you and the child, all because they are upset and because they hate you more than they love their children. Imagine being 8 or 9 years old, because this little girl looked like she was no older than 7, really, 7 or 8, and you have to go to school with a bald head as a little girl. Even though it's not really a big deal because hair does grow back, but that's traumatizing for a child. And in the same breath, you say you love your child, but you cause this trauma to your child. Because as we know, kids are cruel and kids will roast the fuck out of you in school. But these women do not care because they are vindictive. They possess the Jezebel spirit. And these are the same women who want to holler deadbeat to these children. I mean, to these children's fathers and go to court and use child support as an excuse to justify their toxicity. But see, the thing about child support is they really just use that to hit the pockets of these men who they feel didn't, if the situation didn't pan out the way they wanted to pan out. So that is their way of having you by the balls, because the gynocentrics of society. And what's interesting enough is this morning I was watching, I forget the podcast, but I saw I'm gonna actually do a separate video on this. But there was a woman who was saying why child support should be annulled and banned, because it will give women accountability and they will make better decisions in having children. See, a lot of women today will have children with anybody. They won't give a fuck what you think about it. They won't plan it. It will not be logical. It will not be ethical, but they will do it anyway because they know the gynocentrics of society will have their back for the most part. So they have a safety net. Like Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger would say, having a plan B is reason to fail, because a plan B gives you an escape. And that's what the gynocentrics of society do for a lot of these women, aka child support. It gives them an escape. You know, a lot of women just use the system to live and get by, and it affects the child because you don't have adequate parenting in the life of the children, because you've created a situation so toxic that that man can't even be a proper parent. I went through this. Didn't see my daughter for 8 months because the situation that me and my baby mom had was so toxic. It was so hostile. We're better now. We've grown. We're better. We learned from that. There is no bad blood. I don't hold, grudges, and neither does she. We have grown past that. But in the time, it was very, very depressing. At the time, the only person it really affected and hurt more than anybody was my daughter. You understand what I'm saying? And I know that there are a lot of guys right now who are going through this, and I feel you, bro. But you have to understand the reason why you're dealing with this is because a lot of these women hate you more than they love their child. And women can only hate the one that they love. It's a thin line between love and hate. You understand what I'm saying? It's a thin line between sane and insanity, which is why you had this woman who killed her child and stabbed one of her children and killed the other because she went insane. She had a mental psychotic breakdown and she blamed the father. And you want to know what's crazy, man? I remember there were times I've been to child support court and I would see a lot of these men and they're pleading their case and their child is with them. How is this man a deadbeat? How is this guy a bad father? His child is with him and he's still going through all this drama in the courts. And it's sad because the men who really get affected by this are the guys who are actually trying to be good fathers. I've said this before in my previous video. It's the bad fathers and the guys who are distant and the real deadbeats who aren't bothered by not seeing their children, who aren't bothered by child support because you can't fucking find them to even summon them to go to court. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of these women just use child support and use, the system to get back at men who they have animosity with. It's very, very sad because it hurts the child. So who's the real deadbeat? See, that's why the system is not really in the benefit of men or the children at all. It's crazy that these bullshit ass child support offices and these women that work in these child support offices always try to say it's about the kid, it's about the kid. But if it was about the kid, you wouldn't make it hard for that father to actually be there. How the fuck is taking somebody's license away when they're trying to get a job effective? That doesn't even make logical motherfucking sense. How is putting a guy in jail because he can't pay his child support helping the situation? How is that helping the kid? The kid's father is in jail, incarcerated, but you give a fuck. See, a lot of these women don't understand how the system was put in place to divide and conquer the family. Because when there's no structure, when there's no men around, there's no direction. And when there's no men, it's easier to control because men are the leaders, men are the power, men are the backbone, women are emotionally led. And you can control somebody who's emotionally led a lot easier than somebody who's logical in their thinking. And this is what a lot of these women do not understand, and which is why it's so bad that they allow some, you know what? Some of these women shouldn't even be allowed to apply for fucking child support. I think they should change the whole dynamics of how they do it. Child support should come on a card and it should show everything you spend that money on. And I think the criteria should be a lot more strict when it comes to who gets child support and who doesn't. You understand what I'm saying? But look, man, that's pretty much it for the video, fellas. I want you all to know, if you're going through this right now, understand why you're going through it. She loves that. She hates you more than she loves her child in a lot of the cases. And I'm not saying this is for every woman, but in a lot of the cases. And I need you to understand that if she calls you a deadbeat, don't fall victim to that shit. Don't get depressed. Don't feel like you're not a good father. Don't fall into the rut of trying to prove you're a good father to your ex, to your ex-wife, your baby mama. Who gives a fuck what she thinks? It's about what your child thinks. And if sometimes you have to create a distance between your child in order to get out of a hostile situation, I would say do so, because you one mistake away from committing suicide, killing that woman, killing your child, or going to jail. Because there's a thin line between sane and insanity, and if it's only so much a person can take. Pressure breaks pipes, bust pipes, man. You understand what I'm saying? So take care of your mental health, guys. Understand why she's doing it, and continue to keep staying headstrong, man, because I promise you it gets better. But that's it for the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, man. Until next time, peace.